In this position, which I call the arm hug, we're going to take our opponent from a great hugging harness position and exploit the bad placement of his arm. I'm going to be in cross sides top. I have my harness. And this is a real common position that this person brings their arm up, like up on my shoulder, or maybe even again starts pushing my chin or what have you. I'm going to be here and I'm going to look to take this bottom arm and grab for his elbow, or slightly above the elbow, kind of on the tricep area. As I do that, I'm going to take my elbow, this bottom elbow, and pull it across my body to my hip. It's real important that this elbow doesn't stop right in the middle of the body, but it comes all the way back to my hip. As I do that, I'm going to lean out on his arm. Boom. So my neck right here is out on his wrist. My hand is right on his elbow. I'm going to then take my other hand, pin his shoulder to the floor. I'm going to replace that left hand with my left knee, and then I'm going to lean with my body towards his tummy. And there's the position. So I'm right here. Okay? Number one, and it really works when he droops his hand over my shoulder. That's like the easiest feat in the whole world. But you can still get it with some practice even when it's just out, as long as you have this underhook. I'm going to grab his tricep. I'm going to pull my elbow to my hip, and I'm going to start the motorcycle. I'm going to roll my knuckles. So notice that I don't just pull my knuckles here. Watch my knuckles on my hand. I roll them. So I create a kind of a tension. His elbow is pointed up. 1, 2, I put my hand right on his shoulder and my weight's on him. So if he starts to move, I should be pretty stable right now. To kind of wiggle. Right? I mean, I should be relatively stable. 3, I'm going to replace my left hand with my left knee. Right here. 4, I'm going to just grab my elbow, or my hand on his elbow, and just lean forward. Boom. Now, if his head, like if he starts to feed me to his head, right here, or is my head into his feet, go ahead. Boom. I can shuck my shoulders, I can hold off, but at any time, if I feel like I'm really in danger, boom, I just sprawl down. This is not a bad position. Okay, I can come around, and now I can wrap here, or I can all of a sudden just start the same thing on this side. But that position is pretty, I mean, if you lapse that arm across, the secret sauce is pulling this elbow and rolling those wrists. If you get to here, my percentage is about 85% success. If you get this, you got it. Because all you have to do is weight him, spin around, and then just lean. It's right there. And if he pulls his arm out or if his elbow comes down, you can just come to that top side position. Okay, north, south, or cross sides. Okay, let's do that. Position number 1, go.
Chuck it back here with that.
Good. But there you go. Good here, and then pull it to your hip. Your elbow. There. That's it. See how you're boom? So lean out a little bit. There you go. Now, where does this left hand go? Press down hard. Good. Replace it with your knee. Good. Now, hug and lean forward. Okay. This hand lower. There you go. Now lean forward. That's it.
All right.
Okay. If anything, you either just you want to put this hand right on top of it or below it. Okay. But you don't want to go above it, because if you go above it, you're muffling the fulcrum point. You're taking it. Yeah. And I prefer just right on top of each other, because then that gives a cleaner kind of break.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So what I don't want to do is this. I don't want to go like this. 1, 2. What I need to do is I need to go boom. I need to grab and pull at the same time. Okay, so then I'm going to keep it tight. I might have to do it twice. Boom. Now I'm going to hold it down. So Chris right now should feel like his arm's pretty stuck. Now Chris is big enough that I'm going to have to, I can't sit here forever. So I'm going to have to move pretty quickly. Boom. Okay, if I do lose it again, I'm just going to sprawl out. But right here, I'm just going to pull it in and then lean forward. I'm hugging this in as I lean my head forward. But I think it's you have to grab and lean at the same time. Because if you just grab, there's too much, there's no tension.
Right, and you're rolling it this way.
Yes, right? Yes.
Okay, that's exactly what you're doing.
Good, yep. That's it. So you're really rotating it so the thumb goes.
Yeah.
Right, if they're here, the thumb's out. But by you rotating, that lines the thumb up. And then you keep tension on it. There are little details to the position. And I don't think that position is attribute based. It means I don't think you have to be super strong to do it. I don't think you have to have special attributes. But there are little details that are important. Okay, the first one is when I grab the tricep, I have to at the same time move my head pressure down his arm. Because if I just grab its tricep like this and I don't do anything else, he can roll his arm around. His arm can move. It can fish around. So I have to put tension in the line. It's the same thing as that intended lean, right? I'm hugging the triceps and I'm leaning with intention. Okay, now it's harder for him to move that arm out because I have that arm extended. He's strong here. He can curl me, right? He can push me a little bit. But when I stretch that arm out and extend it, the physics behind it is he's not nearly as strong anymore. That's the first thing. So as I grab, I'm going to grab this tricep. I'm going to move it around. I'm also, as I roll my knuckles, what's happening to his thumb is his thumb is going like this. I want him to be the fawns. I want it thumb up. Okay, so I have to rotate it so his thumb is up. That's why I'm rolling that on the tricep. If I don't roll the tricep, I'm going to be here and the submission or the pomission isn't going to be lined up right. Some details there. So, intended lean and rolling the knuckles. That's the first thing. The second thing I think a lot of people are missing on the finish. So let's talk about that. Okay, as I get here, I'm going to pull. Okay, I'm going to compress. Now I'm going to come around. Boom. At this moment, I'm going to grab my hand right on top of it. I don't like to go lower. I don't like to go higher. I like to confirm my grip. But I'm hugging my hands to my tummy. Now that really shouldn't be the submission, but it's making it really firm. It would be analogous to pinching your knees in an armbar, right? I'm going to put the vice grip on. Now it's just an ever so gently tip. And it's my whole body against his arm that's fully extended and has no power in it, right? So I go here, I suck it in. Boom. If you don't suck it in and you do this, look what happens. See how I tip myself? If I don't hold this, because this is the fulcrum point, if I let this just fall, well, wait a second. I'm just going to fall to the floor. But if I suck it into my tummy, now I lean forward, bink, there it is. Okay? So, this is here. Then I lean. And it's my whole body weight that's going to do it. That's why I like it, is because even big, huge kids that are much stronger than me, when I really straighten that arm out and then I do that intended lean with my body, it's not a muscle thing anymore. I'm in the joints. I'm in the bone structure at that point, right? Their muscles are fully extended. We're past that.
How would you separate the arm from the body?
Good. Okay, that's a great question. I'm either going to be in this position here, right? So he's going to do it out, or I'm going to try and get that harness. If his elbow is completely in, I can't do it, right? If his elbow is completely in, the position's not ready. So I'm going to work on either doing this near side arm, right? I'm going to work on attacking his neck. Like if a guy gives great elbows, I mean his elbows are great right down, you're like, dang, you can't do any arm bars in this guy? What has to be open? His neck. It has to be. He can't, unless he's just like some deformed creature, right? Because otherwise, if his elbows are down, his neck is open. If his neck is closed, then you're hocking those elbows. Good, you're getting underneath it, you're attacking him. So it has to be, you have to have an underhook.